Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I wanted to do a quick video on the Tangle and Whisper were added to CrossWorlds, which is pretty awesome. And I was maybe going to do a little overview in this video of the other free characters we've had so far, because I haven't done a video on any of them specifically yet. So yeah, we'll get into it now. So I'm going to start with Tangle and Whisper, which is really cool that this is the first time that the comic book characters have gotten to be into like a actual big game that isn't like a mobile game. And I think Tangle and Whisper really deserved it. And even cooler than that is the fact that they've actually gotten voices recently in the Chaotic Case Files and in the new Tales Tube episode that happened at least the day of me recording this. And here's a little bit of what they sound like.
I am all over it. The baddies get rough on the road, I can take and dish it back with an extra side of that'll teach ya. I'm fast, I'm limber, I'm tough. I'm a winner.
And you've got energy to spare.
You know it.
Next up is Whisper.
I'm Whisper, the wolf. I'm a sniper.
No. You gotta give the people more than...
I think they both sound like just legit perfect. I don't know how they nailed it so much. And I like Tangle and Whisper a lot, and Whisper is one of my favorite Sonic characters. So it's really awesome to hear. They're not voiced in the game yet, but I do hope, along with the other, at least the free Sega characters, eventually maybe they could put the voices in. At least I think for the racing part of the game and stuff, when they're doing tricks and all that and when you select them. I don't necessarily need rival interactions, but that would be cool. But I think it would do a lot for all these characters. And I think their voices are perfect. The personalities really shine through. I'm really happy that they're both here. And it's kind of cool that they also have cars that kind of match them right away. And I gotta say, it is just cool that the comic book characters get to be in this game. And I think they both turned out absolutely great. And they also have a festival going on at this time, and it has some cool comic book art and art based off of like how the other Sonic characters in this game have special art for their friendship. They get their own. And also Jewel is here, which is cool and stuff, which I guess is referencing to the like first couple original characters of IDW, which is cool. But I guess Lanolin would have also been cool to have. But hey, I think they did a good job overall. And oh, and there's a wisp horn, which is pretty awesome, not gonna lie, and fits Whisper really well, and Tangle not as much, but I think it works still because of her buddies, you know. So yeah, all the comic book love is really cool. And in the Tales Tube episode, they name drop a ton of characters when talking about who could be next. I think in a joking way from Tangle and stuff, but it would be really cool to have all those characters, but I can only hope. Their voices are great, and I think both of them turned out amazing. So also, on the second half of this video that isn't related to Tangle and Whisper, I wanted to do a quick run through of all of the free characters and how cool they actually are. There's not a lot, there's only 5 more, so we'll do that really quick. So Hasune Miku is the first one in this game, and this one is still hilarious, but I think it's really fun. I think she's actually really cool in this game, and it's funny she is the only one that has a voice, which I get, you know, it's easier than other characters, but it does give her a lot more like personality and stuff. She has a unique outfit to this game and a really cool hoverboard, and I think this was actually a pretty funny and fun character to start with. Then there was Joker, who is, I won't mention this probably after Joker. It would be cool if these characters had their voices, but I don't know. Joker is just such a cool character, and Persona is awesome. I like Persona a lot, and Joker is probably one of the cooler looking characters just by himself, and his Arsene car is really, really cool. But yeah, I think Joker was an awesome pick for like a Sega game character to put in the game first, and he's really cool in this game. Then Ichiba from Yakuza. Yakuza is a game series I've meant to get into, but I haven't had time. All I know is this man is an icon from what I hear, and he's pretty cool. Out of the DLC overall, he's definitely the character I'm the least familiar with, but I can't lie that this man has a certain type of energy going on, and I gotta respect it. But his car also, the dragon one, is alright. It's very eccentric or like very wild, which I guess from what I've heard about this character fits him perfectly. So I think he's also pretty cool. And then we have Knights, and Knights is funny to me because it's a character that when I was growing up I only knew of from being in Sonic games and Billy Hatcher, believe it or not. But I always thought Knights was interesting, and this is definitely a game I'm hoping to actually try out and go into on this channel someday, because it's obvious how much Sonic Team loves this character, and that they actually made this character too and all that. But I think Knights overall had an amazing festival with a whole lot of the Donphan tokens, like, oh my goodness. And I think the hoverboard is awesome, and they put a lot of care into like the sound effects and stuff. I don't know, Knights just feels like they really nailed it, and overall I think Knights is really cool in this game and turned out great. Then II from Monkey Ball, which I'm a little more familiar with Monkey Ball than Knights, because I played a lot of the Super Monkey Ball on the GameCube, and I've gotten to most of the remakes and stuff, and I find Monkey Ball fun. And II is a perfect character to have in this game. I think for like a little silly monkey dude, which is still wild to me that we have silly little monkey from Sega before the silly little monkey from Nintendo and Mario Kart. I really don't know how that just happens, but I think II is pretty cool, and his banana car is pretty much the definition of iconic, not gonna lie. II is a pretty fun character to have in this game also. So yeah, sorry if I didn't do like full videos on all of them. It's just been busy, and sometimes it's hard to fit them in, but I want to at least give my thoughts on all the free characters so far, and especially Tangle and Whisper, because I think it's really cool that we got more Sonic characters, let alone comic book characters in this, and I think they turned out great, and I'm really excited with their voices and everything to see what they're going to do with them more in the future, because they seem to be getting a lot of love recently, and I really hope they can get their voices in this racing game and maybe be in an actual Sonic game too, or like a mainline game, you know, but that would be really cool in my opinion. But I really like all the free characters so far. I think they've done a great job overall. Tangle and Whisper are just amazing to have here, and I love the amount of love they've been getting recently. I do recommend checking out the Tails Tube episode. I think it shows off their personalities really well. Like how Tangle just talks a whole lot and mentions a ton of the characters, and Whisper mainly lets everybody else explain for her, which I think is pretty cool. I think it's pretty iconic, and I gotta go watch them personally, but from what I've heard, the case files are also something to watch. Really cool for the Chaotix to have something like that, and I'm excited to see what they release next. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later, and God bless.
Find openings, exploit weaknesses, use every advantage. Win.
Here we go, it's the end of the show.